everyone thinks that Florida is good fishing all the time, and it's not. Today we have horrible weather conditions. It's going to be extremely windy all day, and we have clear blue skies. Really, the only thing working for us today is it's a full moon tonight. That and later in the day, the barometric pressure will be falling. But right now it's high. So what does that mean? Typically, days like this are going to be tough. They're extremely tough days, but they don't have to be. Now, I will say that days like this aren't as exciting. I typically don't get a lot of bites off moving baits, which are my favorite ways to fish. But what I'll do is I'll actually fish a swim jig extremely slow, almost like popping it off the bottom. That's one way, but for the most part, we're going to be doing some very slow techniques today, and I want to show you guys how deadly they are, especially when you figure out the hatch. We need to figure out what these fish are feeding on, and because I haven't been here, I have no clue what bait fish spawn is going on. It could be shad, it could be bluegill, so we're gonna have to figure that out. But I do think these fish are still gonna be shallow, despite the drop in water temperature over the last few days. To get an idea, the water temps at Lake Weir last week were 80 degrees, and the water temps today are 71. Now, there's some parts of Lake Yell that are probably going to be a little bit warmer. We're going to go to the north side of the lake and see what's up there. But the baits we're going to be using today is we're going to use a drop shot, a speed worm, a finesse jig, and a flipping bait of some kind, depending on what they're feeding on. But that's pretty much all we're gonna fish all day. We might try some moving baits throughout the day, but on days like this, guys, you gotta slow down. And like I said, I'm gonna show you how deadly these baits can be when you fish them correctly. And so let's get you guys on the chest and get to fishing. Five-pounder. Look at that, guys. Good 5-pounder, I think. Maybe a little less. Let's see. Oh, I just caught a 5-pounder though.
That's cool.
There we go. Sorry, it choked it, so I was. Oh, I'm at Lake Yale. We got 412. 412.
Dang, that's still pretty good.
Yeah. There she goes. Woo! Oh, nice little 3-pounder, guys. Yeah, nice little 3. Let's get her back. Whoa. There we go. Whew. Oh. Let's not stick ourselves. Probably get one more fish catch out of that. Yeah. Alright, let's get back on it. Another 3-pounder. Oh, healthy fish. They're all just sitting over here. So, we were doing a tournament today, guys. Let's go ahead and get them back in. We were doing a tournament today. We caught 2 2-pounders. A 410, or excuse me, a 412. So we would have, just with those 3 fish, we would have probably close to 10 pounds. 9 or 10 pounds. And then with those 2 3-pounders, we sit at 15 pounds today, guys. That's not bad. And as I said in the intro, days like this, like I said, bass do weird things, right? So we caught 1 fish. We had a bunch of bites. We caught 1 fish though, in the south part of the lake where it was blowing crazy this morning. And then we came up to the north side of the lake where it's shielded. I mean, granted, you know, the wind changed a little bit, and but as I said in the beginning, with that soft ground, you know, bass just don't like that. And then since we come up here, you know, we caught 3 on the speed worm. Today we've caught 3 on the speed worm. We've caught 3 flipping and pitching. Oh man, we're up to 6 fish. Huh. Interesting. Like I said, those first fish were probably like 2.5 pounders though. They weren't very big, so nope. So, jeez. I don't know what that was, but dang. See if we can get another fish catch out of this. No one's business. There we go. Finally one off the finesse jig. Actually, that's one of my Brave Angler, the B&E we got as a trailer there. I mean, I'm Berkeley Pit Boss, same thing, relatively. I tell you what, guys, I absolutely love jig fishing, especially finesse jig. Yeah, I tell you what. Another 2.5er. Well, guys, finesse jig seems to be what they want. But yeah, this is what we're using. It's the B&E Creature and Green Pumpkin. I mean, we do still sell these, guys. I mean, like I said, same thing as a Berkeley Pit Boss. I mean, you guys could just get that. I like using these because the Berkeley Pit Boss has scent, and I rather use Crush a Gel for scent. So, but I mean, they do the same thing. What I do, because this is a finesse jig, balling out jig. Actually, I think this one's from Hook Solutions. Caroline's sister actually works for Hook Solutions making these jigs. Freaking awesome. I'll put a link down. It's been a while since I talked about them because it hasn't been, you know, for me, jig season or post spawn is like the best, you know, jig season. So, and I mean, when here right now, so we figured out that the bluegill is what these bass are feeding on. I haven't seen any shad all day. So, like I said, as soon as we switched to emulating bluegill today, we've been getting bites. And like I said, you just pinch off that top part, and these work really well, even on this 3/8 ounce ball out finesse jig from Hook Solutions. Pretty snazzy, if I do say so myself. And it actually kind of helps flare out the skirt a little bit too. So, but yeah, that's what we're doing. And we're actually, normally I would put bass crack on this, but the bass just seem to be wanting shad crack today. So they've been biting it all day, so we're just putting a little bit of shad crack on it. And, you know, like I said, we're just kind of like doing a weird kind of bounce along the bottom. Like I said, these finesse jigs really emulate bluegill really well. And in these areas where you have, especially down here in Florida, where you have a lot of the sparse grass, I haven't seen any bluegill beds yet, but I've seen a bunch of bluegill. And this is about, and the reason I'm using a finesse jig, guys, is because this is about the size of a bluegill right now. At least the ones in this lake. So, I mean, like I said, we're just bouncing it around down there. And yeah, I mean, that's our third bite in like 10 minutes with the finesse jig. We've been, you know, flipping and pitching using a speed worm, but you guys know, like, I love jig fishing, and this area just looks so good for it. So like I said, and all we're doing is using slack line to kind of bounce it along the bottom. Sorry, guy. I didn't realize you were on there. Oh. I did. Alright guys, so I hope the next time you're in Florida and you have cold fronts coming in, you have clear blue skies, a lot of wind, you know, every condition that would make fishing hard in the state of Florida. You know, I hope this video helps you guys, you know, and doesn't deter you from going out on these kind of days, because sometimes like me, this is the only day I had to fish, so you got to make the best of it. And as I showed you guys, like, you can absolutely have a stellar day fishing, you know, even with every condition working against you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure that you guys show our affiliates some love. I'll leave all the links down in the description, and don't forget to show our sponsor some love, Crush It Gel. I used it all day, and you guys saw, you know, the shad crack saved me today. It kept me catching fish even with every condition working against me. If you guys want to pick some up, I'll leave a link down to Crush It Gel's website in the description, as well as my promo code BraveAngler10, so you guys can get 10% off. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys again for all the support. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Now go catch a fish.